crack it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steve. So Kyrie Irving recently came out and spoke about Carmelo Anthony, and this is what he had to say, and this is his direct quote. Carmelo taught us all this summer what it means to use your position to influence the world. He told us that we need to stand up for what we believe in and that athletes need to get involved in the social issues that are affecting us all. I don't think you can overstate the impact that Carmelo's had on athletes in all sports. Wow. And this just speaks, it speaks for itself, man. And, I've told you guys this before, but this is why I'm such a huge fan of Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, and Chris Bosh. Now, if you look at what Carmelo Anthony has done, what he's been doing in Baltimore, what he's been doing in New York, for these low-income people, for this, for the quote-unquote ghettos and the hoods, you know what I'm saying? So for what he's been doing and, just leading by example, actually being there and helping, and, what he did at the ESPYs, and just coming out on Instagram, coming out on Twitter, but not just on social media, but actually going out and using his position to impact other athletes, and, that speaks volumes, and I think that is what makes or breaks someone, in my opinion. Like, yeah, you can be a superstar, but if you're not going to do anything positive with that, like if you're not going to help the world and make it a better place, then I don't care if you're a superstar. You're just another basketball player, in my opinion. Which is why, some of these people say, oh, Steven, how can you not like, I'm not going to say any names, but how can you not like, blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Well, that's the reason why. How can I sit there and say I like this person when they're not helping the world in any way at all? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I love Carmelo Anthony so much. Kyrie Irving feels the same way. LeBron has said so many great things about Melo. Kevin Durant said so many great things about Melo. Stephen Curry's said so many great things. Chris Bosh, Dwyane Wade. And now let's look at what Dwyane Wade is doing in Chicago. I mean, the bike rides. He's trying to get, the police and the community back together. He's trying to, he's just doing so many things for Chicago. And he just got there, which is crazy. And, maybe Dwyane Wade leaving Miami was a blessing in disguise for Chicago, because to actually have a superstar that actually helps the community out, that's something. Like, Michael Jordan never really did much for the community. Now, I may be wrong about that, but from what I know, he didn't really do much in terms of what these athletes are doing now, like what Dwyane Wade is doing in Chicago. And Michael Jordan could have done a lot, man. He really could have done a lot. Now, I don't know if he did or if he didn't, but he could have done a lot, and, LeBron James is doing a lot in Ohio with all of his, charities and just helping people with our ideas and his TV shows. And not just that, but, like, he's helping people that do well in school and things like that. And that's what that's what these athletes need to do. Like, I always told myself, like, if I ever make it pro, in the NBA and I become something big, right? Let's just say, hypothetically, and I become big. This is what I always wanted to do. I wanted to open up like a rec center or something in New York City, right? Open up a rec center in New York City, and the only way and have basketball courts in there, have swimming pools, have a weightlifting area, just things for people to get off the street and play, whether it's ping pong or anything, right? You know what I'm saying? Just activities, after school activities for young children, things like this. And the only way to get in is if you have a C or better, and if your attendance in school is, at a certain standard. So that way you force kids, in order, you're pretty much telling kids, okay, you want to be an athlete, you want to have fun, you want to do these after school programs and activities, okay, show me and prove to me that you deserve it. Do well in school, attend school for the most part. Yeah, it's okay to miss a day here or there, but for the most part, you attend school, you have good attendance, and then you can get in. That's what I always wanted to do, something simple like that, and that could go a long ways. You can get kids off the streets, you can show kids that there's other ways to live life, and there's other things to do. But this just speaks volumes, man. Like that. What Kyrie Irving said, it just sums it up perfectly. And the good thing about it is Carmelo was pretty much the only grandpa superstar. And what I mean by grandpa superstar is someone that's been a superstar for over a decade. You know, like your Tim Duncans, your Kobe's, your LeBrons, your D Wades. You know what I'm saying? Like your grandpa superstars. Melo was the only grandpa superstar there. I'm pretty sure he was the only one. Yeah, he was the only grandpa superstar there. So all the younger cats like Kyrie and even KD said he looked up to Melo. Like Kyrie and Draymond and all these younger cats, they were looking up to Melo, and for Melo to be there and not only show them how to play on the court, but how to handle themselves off the court. And the thing that I love so much about Carmelo Anthony is he's actually lived through what we've gone through. He's grown up poor like a lot of us have. I grew up poor. I don't know about you guys. I'm not going to speak for you guys, but I can probably guarantee at least some of you guys have grown up poor. He's been in fights. He's been jumped before. He's been through negative situations. He's been through family issues. He's been through financial crises. And then even when he did make it, him going through what the media did to him in the early 2000s when, he was in the video with the gang members talking about lynching white people, making that mistake. And he showed that, okay, you can make it, but these people, one mistake, and they're going to hate you. But you can still overcome that. And look, he's overcame it. He has. And look at him now, man. He's one of the faces of the league. He has his own sneaker. He has so many charities. He has his own clothing line. He's partnered by Michael Jordan. He's sponsored by one of the best players in the NBA history. And his sneaker, besides Jordan sneakers, are the second highest selling Jordans in the world. You know what I mean? Besides Jordan's 1 through 28, obviously. I think it goes to 28. I may be wrong about that. But besides that, Melo's are the highest selling Jordans, right? So that says a lot, man. His jerseys are selling. Everything that relates to him is selling. So that shows that no matter what you go through, you can overcome anything, man. And that's why I love him, man. And for him to go there and show these younger cats, and the reason why these younger cats look up to him so much is because he's actually been through, negative experiences. Yeah, LeBron has in his life as well. But once LeBron made it, not once, well, actually, yeah, once the media hated him when he went to Miami and people hated him. But, I'm talking about like when LeBron's never made a mistake where everyone had the right to hate him. You know what I'm saying? Melo being in that video was one of the worst mistakes ever. It could have ruined his career in terms of endorsements and things like that. Thank goodness it didn't. Well, I mean, it did for a little while, for a little bit. But, he's overcame it, man. And I'm glad that he has and that it's behind him now. I'm really glad that it has. And I'm glad that, Melo's just voicing out and showing these younger players because, let's be real, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron, D Wade, Bosh, Kobe, Tim Duncan, all these stars, right? Their time is pretty much done. Yeah, we're going to see Melo dominate for a little while. Yeah, we're going to see LeBron dominate for a little while longer as well, and D Wade and stuff. But, their time is pretty much over, And it's time for the younger cats to come along in the next few years. And, that's when your Stephen Currys and your Kevin Durant's and your Westbrooks and your Hardens and your Cousins and, your Greens and your Thompsons and, your Butlers and your Paul Georges, and your Kawhi Leonards. That's when these players need to come along and be like, look, we learned from one of the best draft eras ever, right? We've learned from these players. So now we need to do the same thing and teach the other younger players, your Ben Simmons, your Moutiers, all of these young players, your Karl Anthony Towns, your Andrew Wiggins, your Zach LaVines, you know what I'm saying? So if the players can continue to teach each other that you need to be socially responsible and use your power, because let's be real, they have a lot of power. When you have a big following plus financial gain and you have money, that's a lot of power. So if they can use that power, oh my goodness, man, that would speak volumes, and that would do a lot of change, man. A lot of change. You know what I'm saying? And, just to have Carmelo Anthony as one of the leaders right now for all athletes, not just basketball, but for all athletes, that says a lot, man. And I'm proud to be a fan of Melo. I'm proud to be a fan of LeBron and Wade. I'm just proud to be a basketball fan because the NBA is the best athletic league in the world, professional sports league in the world. It really is. The way they handle themselves, it's just nothing can top it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a great sport, man. But at the end of the day, man, again, Kyrie Irving just, he pretty much said it perfectly. I'll read it one more time for you guys. Carmelo taught us all this summer what it means to use your position to influence the world. He taught us that we need to stand up for what we believe in and that athletes need to get involved in the social issues that are affecting us all. I don't think you can overstate the impact on Carmelo's had on all athletes in all sports. So, I mean, that just speaks for itself, man. Athletes used to be scared to speak up, but now they're speaking up. And, I'm glad that Carmelo is one of the leaders to that, because couldn't be any better of a person to lead the team. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. It's been Steve. I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Peace.